Hi, everyone. Welcome to Club Rats. This is the halftime edition of the NCAA Tournament Championship game. I got Jesiah and Fernando.
What's up, guys?
What's up?
Just we'll do a quick recap of the game. So far, it's 31-28. Houston's up 3. Houston, to me, it's been more their style of game. It's been an ugly game. They've turned Florida over 9 times.
The guards aren't scoring for Florida.
No. Well, Richard off the bench. But Clayton has 0, and he's looked bad. He's just taking bad shots.
Yeah, he's forcing terrible shots.
Clayton and Martin.
Yeah. It's a... But as soon as you think Houston's going to take control, Florida
answers
makes
right
plays,
back.
and they're right back in the game.
Yep, I totally agree. I think this has been just a Houston type of game. Houston's just been mobbing it, taking up the shot clock, forcing Florida to be a little bit out of their element. But Richard's been keeping them in this game, and I think my projection for this...
Yeah, he has half their points.
Yeah. I think
you mean
Florida's...
Martin?
No,
Richard.
Okay. He's the wing. He hit the last 3 for them
all these first name,
on the left
last
wing.
name guys. It confuses me.
Yeah. But, I mean, we'll see. Florida's answered back all year, but so is Houston. I mean, this is why they're here. I do think Florida will bounce back here in the second half. I think they're going to settle down a little bit, kind of play a little bit how they've been all year, and, I mean, we'll see what happens.
We have kind of seen this in every round with Florida. Like, they don't look great in the first half, and then last 5 minutes of the second half, they splurge back. Clayton makes 3.
Spurtability.
Yeah.
They have good spurtability.
Yeah.
They're never out of the game.
Never. Clayton can make tough shots. He's a tough shot taker, tough shot maker. It is shocking he only has 2 points.
No, he hasn't scored.
Oh, he hasn't scored at all. I thought he had 2. You're right. He hasn't scored. So it is shocking about that. But we'll see. The line was only -1 for a reason.
Yeah, the end plays on the other side for Houston.
Yeah, right now, this is anybody's game.
Yeah.
Either team could win.
100%.
The style is, to me, it looks more like Houston.
I agree.
It's an ugly game, which they want, and it's physical. The refs are letting them play.
Yeah. So it favors them.
Florida's hitting threes though, and that's why they're in the game.
Well, they got one guy,
but he has hit a bunch of threes.
He's hit 4 threes.
He's hit a bunch of threes.
Yeah, I think they're 4 for 13 from 3, and then Houston is 2 for 18 or something like that.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the reasons why this is a game still. If Florida was playing a little bit better offensive team right now, I think they'd be down big, like
10,
maybe more,
8 to 12.
Like if they were playing Duke, I think Duke could be up 15 points in this game.
Yeah.
Like it would shock me.
While we speak about Duke, let's talk about the collapse real quick.
Yeah, it's the first time ever, the biggest comeback in the Final Four ever. In all those scenarios where they were up, it's like a whole list of them, like up 5 with this left, up 4, up 2, up 9 with 2 minutes.
Yeah.
No team's ever lost in that situation.
Crazy.
No.
So, and Duke, Houston is the most try-hard team I've seen in a while.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they are pure effort and defense.
And fight.
They're insanely
gritty.
athletic too. It's not they're like a try-hard team. They have the physical ability as well. But Duke certainly has the NBA players, on their roster, and to see them melt down like that was fascinating to watch.
It was unbelievable. Biggest choke job I've ever seen, and
It might be the worst
Who do you guys
sports loss
blame
in
the
NBA
most
history.
for that?
Or NBA history, in sports history. I blame the coach. I don't get how you can have the same inbounder 4 possessions in a row when you saw he couldn't inbound the ball. Along with that, when you're leading, what's the point of having a timeout in your back pocket? Use the timeout, get a different inbounder out there, discuss with your guys what needs to be done. We talked about this on the phone, John. You know that Houston is going to press. Were they not practicing this?
I mean, if anybody plays basketball, if you played organized basketball, even at low level, I'm talking middle school and high school, when you're playing a pressing team, you know they're going to press you. You do prepare for that. So, and that's at that level.
They did not look prepared.
This is at Duke. I mean, the number 1 college basketball team.
they choked.
How are they not ready for that? Now,
I think the kids choked.
Their press breaker was
nervous.
god awful. They brought all 4 guys down.
Who's
Why?
Duke's point guard too?
Proctor's technically right.
That's the other guy. I don't know his name.
I don't recall.
So that, but the fact that we can't name them, that's not a good sign. They don't have a true point guard.
Proctor also cost them the game towards the end. He dribbled off his leg. He wanted the free throws at the end of the game to ice it.
60-something% free throws.
Yeah, it was like a 1-on-3. He could have gave it to Flag on the far left wing. Shit, they might even got a layup.
But that one where he dribbled off his leg, if they had a really good point guard, like if they had Pettiford for Auburn or
That
Jones
doesn't
from
happen.
Auburn, or one of the
Hey,
Florida guards,
Clayton
Richard
from Florida.
Yeah, these guys, they would have made that play. They wouldn't have been a turnover. They probably would have got fouled or a layup or like an and one
Yeah.
in that situation.
I agree.
And then, honestly, Flag's last look, it wasn't a bad look.
Yeah, see,
I thought he got a makeable shot.
Shire did a bad job of coaching, but in that instance, I thought if you're drawing up that play, you're going to get it to your best player. He's number one pick in the draft. About
And
6
he
to
got in
8
the paint.
footer. It was a good jump shot. I mean, you
close.
can't. That was a
Yeah.
good call, and Flag
He
just missed it. Yeah, it's
I didn't
short.
like that over the back call though.
That was a bad call. That was a tough call.
Because I honestly don't know if they'd call that if in a normal state of the game. If this is 10 minutes left and it's a normal
It was
play,
a quick whistle. I
it
didn't
was a
like it.
weird foul call because I don't think they call that any other part of the game. And it would be one thing if the ball was in front of Houston's big boxing out. It wasn't. It was on the side of him. Flag didn't go over the top. He went to the side.
No, this is. But here's why. I mean, I do think it was a bad call.
Oh, but it's still on them for
But-
100% for
Yeah.
being in
Duke
that
missed free
situation.
throws.
Yeah,
Also,
I'm not
turn the
saying
ball
that
over.
their
they lost
defense.
because
How many offensive rebounds did Houston get in the last 3 minutes of that game?
It was insane.
It felt like every possession they got 3 or 4 looks.
I actually saw a stat. Duke didn't get one defensive rebound the last 5 minutes
Yeah,
of
I
the
mean,
game.
it was incredible. The guy missed. They get a steal. They throw it out. He dribbles it out. They throw it to him. He hits a three or shoots a three. It goes off.
Misses.
Guy
No
catches
box
it and
out.
just dunks it. I mean, it was like
It was no box
They-
out. It was lazy.
they-
it was
I
really
don't-
unacceptable.
It's
purely
not late. I
unacceptable.
can't. Duke
No,
was trying.
You got to box out,
But-
but there was only one big guy in the paint. And
This
nobody
is-
had a box.
This is
Nobody
what
had a
Houston
body on
does
him.
to you, though. They speed you up. I'm watching this game. They're fucking with these Florida guards right now.
Yeah.
Which I didn't expect that. I thought these guys like Richard and Clayton. I thought they would kind of have their way.
Yeah.
On paper, but Florida's style is it's tough.
yeah.
You don't really have a choice against it sometimes.
Houston, yeah, no. They force
Houston
you.
style.
They
I'm sorry,
force
Houston
you
style.
into it.
Yeah, they put their brand of basketball in the game
Yeah, they do, and you could see it.
because they're doing this against pro. I mean, the Duke kid is going to go number one.
Yep.
Flag's going number one, and
He may come back to.
who's
try
the
to
highest
capture
draft pick
that
on this
title.
Florida team? Do they have a first round? Because I mean, we're going on about Clayton, but he is like he's
Hey, it's only because he's 22,
He's
but
22,
you can't
23
watch
years old.
this and not say he's a NBA guard. I think he could play in the NBA. Yeah, is he gonna be a
he
late
gives
first?
me Jamal Murray vibes.
Yeah, I see that.
It's like he'll have like these. He'll speed up really fast and then stop on a dime and just shoot it right into the bat. It's like there's nothing you can do defensively. And he'll get to the basket too.
I'm sure Martin might be
So,
drafted somewhere.
Yeah.
Clayton is going to drop in the draft, and when I say drop, I mean he's going to be around late first round, early second round pick because he is a 6'1", 6'2" guard, and he's 22.
And is he a 1 or a 2? He's kind of a combo guard.
Yeah, NBA
He's not
teams
pure.
love to draft based off of age. So him being 22 and a lot of his peers are
I
going to
don't
be
get
younger
that.
than him. It's just how it is. They want more years in the NBA. So if he's 22, he's not gonna. His ceiling isn't high.
I think it's cheating the game a little bit though.
I think
Yeah.
so too.
You could-
I agree.
Like if you did take some of these seniors and you put them in the NBA,
They're already ready.
they'll give you look at Edey for the Grizzlies. I'm not saying you take him number 1.
He just had 21 rebounds
But
the other
he's-
night.
People, I remember when we said it when he was drafted. You guys thought it was a horrible pick. A lot of
Yeah.
the NBA people said it's a horrible pick, and I'm like,
I just didn't
He's
know
not
if he
a
could
bad-
play in the modern
He's not
NBA
a-
being that big. But
he's not a superstar.
He's
He's
been
a
fine.
role player.
But he
Could
definitely
rebound.
on your team. Like you wouldn't take him in Boston or one of these. I mean, you take a big. He has value. You
Yeah,
don't think the
with-
Lakers
with
would take him
size.
right now
Oh yeah.
with their size issues? They would take him in a second.
Yeah. But yeah, Clayton, I do think he's been the best player in this tournament thus far. He's up there, if not number one, he's top 3 with Flag, because Flag's been playing phenomenal, or was playing phenomenal, I should say.
Yeah, Flag had a great game.
And
yeah, he did.
The only thing I'll say is-
what's the guy's name out in Auburn? What's his name? Broom.
Broom
Yeah.
played. I thought Broom was a beast too.
Yeah, but he played kind of rough in this Florida game.
Yeah.
He just bitching and whining the whole game. I didn't like that.
Looked like a
He whines a
crybaby.
lot. But,
Florida had the personnel to do what Michigan and Michigan State couldn't do.
Yeah.
They were able to stop Broom.
And
Broom
it
had
kind of got in
double-doubles
his
against those
head.
guys.
They kind of got in his head. Like I said, every possession you see him talking to the refs instead of running back.
Well, that's a
on defense.
rivalry game too.
Yeah.
Well, guys, going into the second half, what's your projections, John?
It's like a caveat pick. If Florida doesn't turn the ball over, I think they'll win. I can't guarantee that. The style of the game looks like Houston. I bet Houston small. I'm not bullish on it, but I think Houston might be able to pull it off. Yeah. It might be a thrilling, snatch a victory way type win.
Yeah.
Fair. What about you?
I think.
How much money do you have on the game, Fern?
I have a good amount of money on it.
Say it. How much?
No.
Say it for the audience.
But if it wins, I'll say it.
Oh, okay. If it wins, well, it's say it for the post game show.
But I think if Florida limits turnovers, and they've found a way every game to just go on like a 10-0 run in like a minute or two. So I mean, if they do that the second half, I'm gonna go with Florida.
Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna ride with my pick. I had Florida -1. I don't have as much money on it as Fernando, but I have a decent amount, and I'm going to ride with that. I think they get hot. I think they're going to make some threes. I think Clayton's going to come out to play. They're down 3, so that means they have to win this half by 4.
Yeah,
so
right.
I could see them doing that.
Yeah, they could do that, 100%.
I think Houston played almost as well as they probably could offensively, and they're not a great offensive team either. Florida had 9 turnovers to Houston's 2. I think Houston will turn the ball over. We saw in that Duke game, Houston turned the ball over those first 10 minutes more than they did the whole first half.
That's true.
In the first 10 minutes.
He's 0 for
They got
4.
8 more shots than Florida, too.
Yeah, so I'm going to roll with Florida. I think they're going to pull through on this, and it's going to be an exciting second half.
Did you guys think did you hear Grant Hill's voice? Because he was doing the game. He didn't really say anything crazy, but you could feel him dying when they were losing the game. Yeah, it was glorious.
I don't remember hearing it, but I remember watching the pain because I had a good amount of money on that Duke game, and
I bet
it was fucking heartbreaking.
I bet
honestly.
Duke, but I was so happy to see them lose that way. So.
Second half just tipped off, so we're going to close this out. I'm Jesiah.
Fernando.
I'm John.
And we're the Club Rats. See you guys next episode. Peace.